Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast of Eli's Sports, of Eli's Corner. And it is another great day. Actually, we're going to start out. It's going to be a video podcast today. Actually, I have a good friend of mine, and we're going to talk a little bit about Formula One. As today is actually this last weekend is the last time. I mean, the last year of the last race of the season, and that's going to be held in Abu Dhabi. I have a good close analyst friend of mine who's going to be on here. Yeah, so back to it is Abu Dhabi week. It's going to be great. Lewis Hamilton, I think, and George Russell started off on the first set 1 and 2. And then the next one they did, I think 3 and 4. They did pretty all right, but I don't know. We have to see how it's going. I'm gonna bring in my first ever guest. He's a close friend of mine, a nice brother of mine. He's really cool, and I hope you guys get used to him because he's gonna be on here on the show a lot of times. All right, guys, we're gonna bring in my good friend Dev. Dev, what is up, my man? How you doing?
Professional introduction, my friend.
I tried,
I'm impressed.
bro. I try. Yeah. So everybody, if you don't know who this is my brother Devon. Our wives are very close friends, so we became even close brothers. So
You're even
we just
closer
talk about
friends.
some stuff. Just hanging in there. With some sports dudes, hanging out, and just chilling out. Taking it easy. But yeah. So Dev, Formula One season. I mean, I just started watching it because your lovely wife actually brought it to my attention on Netflix, which if no one knows about Formula One, Race of Survival, it's a really good series, great sport. Actually, I was not big on racing until now. So, man, like, I don't know, like you guys got me on it, and then I was like, all right, so let me see like what's going on here and everything. So just tell me a little bit about it. Like what got you guys vibing on the Formula One?
Well, you're just the exact same as me, except like a year behind,
Yeah,
essentially.
exactly. Yeah. But I
I
feel like
started,
you guys are like you guys know it like a little bit more than me. I don't know.
yeah, I have a year's more of knowledge than you. I
Yeah, at least.
appreciate you calling me an analyst, even though I
You are
only
an
started
analyst.
watching
I
Formula
know.
One.
You only been watching it for a year, but I feel like you guys are an analyst. Yo, like Babs like posts like so much stuff on Instagram. I'm like, yo, Babs is like on it. Like she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, she's about it.
Yeah. So like, yeah, so I was like, you guys were able to go to one in Montreal. Actually,
Oh,
how
yeah.
was that experience? Like, tell me how, like going to it live and like seeing like the whole like, Grand Prix. I know it's probably like different, it's like different atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely always one thing, like with any sports. I mean, you and I both are big fans of a lot of different sports.
Yeah.
And then anybody who, is a fan of any sport knows that it's such a different atmosphere when you go there. And I feel like even the atmosphere like at certain sporting events can sort of dictate how much you even like the sport. Like for me, I've always thought that like football, like once I went to like an NFL game, I was like, yeah, it's like cool, but it's not as cool as like a basketball game or like a
Yeah, like a
hockey
hockey game.
game.
Like I think a
Yeah.
hockey game is like the
Hockey
most
is the everybody always says like
legit.
literally a live hockey game, and it's
Yeah.
like this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, literally.
And yeah, I gotta say, I think when I went to the Montreal Grand Prix this summer, it like cemented for me my love of the sport. I was like, okay, this is
Hmm.
sick. Like this is so cool.
That is really sick though.
Yeah,
You
seeing
have
all
to
the
look at
cars
it
in
like that.
person, it really just does like add sort of it's just really impressive and really enjoyable. I mean, we had a great time too. We got,
Oh yeah, I
we were
bet.
in a great part of the
Who
grandstand.
actually won that one?
Max.
Wow, Max.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Max? My question.
Yeah, I definitely have like complicated feelings about Max. He
Because
is
yeah, not to cut you off, but I mean, like now that I'm getting involved in it and I've known so much of how he is and how he is as a person, he does have, he kind of does remind me. He does kind of have that Kobe kind of instinct with him. Like he kind
Mhm.
of is like, I don't give a shit who you are. You're in my way. Like I will try to get out of your way. Like you will get out of my way, and I will find a way to beat you. Which I mean, I don't mind him. I mean, overall, because I'm a Formula One beginner, so I don't really know like the whole story. I just started catching into stuff. So like when I was watching the series and I saw that him and Ricardo didn't go as planned in that whole big crash that happened at that one Grand Prix, and then Ricardo just left, and then like it's like, and then now like what just happened previously in Brazil, like with him and Perez, like that, I was like, whoa, like all right, like this guy is technically like the best in the world, and but like the people that he's like been partnered with, like he kind of like is like I'm all for myself, and it's like, and it's kind of like, the CEO of Red Bull is kind of like, you can get whatever you want, like I don't care as long as I don't lose you, like I can give two craps about where what happens, like as long as I'm making you and your family happy, as long as you guys are staying here, that's all that matters to me. So like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, just tell me your opinion about it. Like, I mean, like, I just started. I'm not like a hater. I mean, I love Lewis Hamilton. I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan because he's just my dude. But like, just like I don't know. Like, it's just like I feel like a lot of animosity. Some people are different these ways. Like I've heard a couple other podcasters. Some people say like they don't like him. Some people are like he's a bitch. Some of them are like, oh, like he's a dude. Like whatever. Get over him. But like I'm just like, yo, he's Mad Max. That's what I call him.
He is Mad Max. He definitely. I mean, I think the Kobe comparison. I've never heard anybody make that comparison before, and I think it's fantastic. Honestly,
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
that's a great comparison because he really has that sort of. He has that like
It's all about me.
he has that Mamba mentality, but like not in the way that like
Not like Kobe.
not
Yeah,
like how
it's
like
kind of different.
no, he has the real Kobe and Mamba mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the fake other basketball players are like Mamba mentality. It's like, well, you actually didn't, Jason Tatum didn't break up his relationship with Jaylen Brown because of how hardcore of a competitor he is. Max Verstappen is actually deeply cutthroat,
Yes.
deeply singular in terms of his goal of winning. Max gets it in a way that a lot of, I think, other Formula One greats kind of get it, which is like if you're going to win in this sport, you have to be exacting in
And you
terms
have to
of
be cutthroat. I think
yeah,
you can't be
and,
no like, oh, I could be friends with you. Like, no, like I
yeah,
have to be a villain. Like I have to be the villain, and you have to have a villain in the sport. You have
yeah.
to, and I kind of like it that it's him
So
in
I think
some
we should, I
ways.
think we should definitely lay down like the. I mean, I don't know how many Formula One fans are listening, but I think it's always good to like just lay down sort of like what the landscape is of Formula One right now, which is that.
Yeah,
So Max is now the two-time world champion.
already.
Last year was his first year as a champion. Long time coming. I mean, he's been a threat for
He's
over
always been a
5 years.
threat. It's
Yeah,
it,
so he was the youngest driver to ever win. He won, I think, at age like 17,
yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right.
maybe back in like 2016 or 2017.
Yeah.
He's always been part of Red Bull's driver program. And at the time that he was coming up, you mentioned his relationship with Danny Ricciardo. And ultimately, in Formula One, there's 10 teams as of right now, and each team has two drivers.
hmm
And those relationships are adversarial because there can
Over a
really
span
only
of
be one.
time, over the season, actually. Sorry, I
Yeah, and
said.
there can only be the whole idea is that they're teammates, but only one can win.
Yeah.
One will always be better than the other. So it makes for such an interesting dynamic. And Ricardo and Verstappen were teammates, and Ricardo was sort of like a little bit of a golden child until Max came along, and Max was faster right away. And you mentioned about sort of the investment that Helmut Marko, who's the head of Red Bull, and Christian Horner, who's the team principal of Red Bull, from the beginning, it's their great achievement is identifying that Max is an extremely quick and
The man.
talented driver.
He's the man since
It's
what?
a credit to them that they were
Sebastian,
like,
since probably like since Sebastian, with Sab and the other guy that they had after they had their run after Mercedes, like
yeah,
because like I mean, if you look at it, I mean, like Sab
they
when
went
they had
Seb.
Sab and Mark, they were killing it.
Mhm.
And the funny thing about it is like I was seeing an article. They were talking about like how Sab and Mark had the same incident that Max and Perez had. I think, but it was like 2012, and
Mhm.
I think that they squashed it or something like that. They ended up squashing it, because I think that was like the miracle. I think when Sab won that year, but then ended up leaving and went to go to Ferrari, which that was another.
Yep.
That's another interesting. Yeah, but it's like yeah, it's kind of interesting like how you
The
know
dynamics between teammates.
yeah
So
like
that's sort of
it's
like
yeah
the big news this week as we talk is that Verstappen's teammate is a Mexican driver named Checo Perez, and he's been sort of like a consummate second fiddle to Max and helped Max a lot last year with securing his first championship over Lewis in
a
terms
lot
of
of people are
points.
saying that he's the reason why Max is the one that he won. Actually,
Checo said that. He actually
I mean, a lot of people are saying like, yeah, I mean, even he
Checo said
said
it
it, and I
himself.
think a lot of people are putting it out there.
So Checo comes out. So to tell people what happened is, I mean, essentially, Max has the drivers' championship wrapped up. So two drivers are duking it out for second place, and one of those drivers is Checo, Max's teammate. Their car is fast as fuck, and then they're fighting Ferrari, who is the most incompetent team strategically on the grid, like without a doubt. They have an extremely fast car, they have extremely fast drivers, and they are sort of like little. Every week you tune into F1 to see how will Ferrari mess it up this week? Like,
Yeah,
what fun and exciting new way is Ferrari going to fuck it up this week? And
honestly, yeah, that's a good way of saying it because that's what happens in the series too. Because they always talk about like how Ferrari's getting ready, and then next you know something happens, the
dude,
tires mess up or something like that.
their car is so fast, and their
Great,
drivers are sick. So the
sick.
the driver that Checo is going against for second place is a driver named Charles Leclerc, who's
Charles Leclerc, love the man,
great, awesome
love the
driver.
man,
Should have been
great.
fighting with Max for the championship, but now
Yeah,
he's scrapping with Checo for second.
yeah.
So Checo and Max were in fifth and sixth in Brazil,
Mm.
and the race was pretty much wrapped up. Checo was behind Max, and Checo asked for them to switch so that Checo could get points, in order to get more points for himself before the final race of the season. And Max did not do it. And that has been like a massive source of controversy. Max has been a little, the excuse he gave was like kind of weak.
Weak, but
And it's
there's
been,
there's more to it. There's more to it, but they're never gonna tell us the
yeah.
actual story.
So it's been some drama to end the season, which has been fun because
Then it
the
starts the
championship
next.
has been wrapped up for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, and
Because Max has been
then
dominant.
yeah, it's like more interesting. Like what happens next season now, since all this is turned over. Does Checo actually? The question is, does Checo get second place?
Yeah, so
I mean, that's
that's
the question. I mean, that's the question about this race. Like this, there's so
mhm.
much in this race. I think that like a lot of people don't know. Like there's so much into this race. Like Ferrari could have been second. I think so. Wasn't Ferrari's in the team points? They were second most of the whole season, if
Yeah,
I'm
they've been
not
holding it
mistaken.
down for the first half of the season. Ferrari and
They've been
Red Bull were duking it out for the
yeah,
constructors for the
yeah, for
constructors
first,
championship.
and
And
then
then
now,
yeah.
like they might lose second because for Mercedes actually might.
Yeah. So Mercedes has come on strong in the last month or so. They sort of found their fast switch.
Yeah,
And there's an outside chance. And I think, I mean, it would be the cherry on top for the Ferrari season. For both cars to like DNF and for Mercedes to, sneak in there and get, I think they need 22 points,
22 points.
something like that, which is doable if one of the Ferraris crashes or if there's an engine failure or a qualifying issue.
Which I would not be surprised because I
Oh
think if you
no.
saw this, I think the second practice today, Charles Leclerc's wheel tire was messed up and he was pissed. He was pissed. He was like he drove and like that's the crazy thing about what I love about the sport is like it's not just the drivers that have to be on point. Like the guys in the pit stop, coaches, everything. Like all these analytics, everything, like how they like drew it up, like, and I mean, like for anyone who is watching this show, please watch the documentary. I mean, the series because you will learn so much more. I think I've learned more because I was like, man, I hate racing, like NASCAR. I would never watch
Yeah,
that.
I
I would
never
never
liked
watch this.
racing. I always
Like
thought
this is what I'm
racing was
saying.
like
Like Jeff
so whack.
Gordon, like all these guys, like what? That makes no sense. Like I
Yeah,
never
how could you watch
understood
that?
But then like now I'm like, Formula One is just different to me because it's just like these are guys that actually some of these guys hate each other.
Yeah.
There's some of these guys that are actually on the same team that don't even like each other and will talk crap about each other. Like I think when I saw Lando and Daniel Ricciardo go at it, and
Yeah,
I
the
mean when
character.
Lando was like, "Yo, you're trash." He's like,
Mhm.
I've been smoking you for like the last this half of the season, so you really can't say nothing." And I
Yeah.
mean, like, it's just like, whoa, like some of these guys really don't like each other. And it's like,
Well, it's a cool the
I'll
good thing about the interesting thing about Formula One is that it's a very sort of like simple sport in that it's I have literally qualified higher than you have. So
yeah,
you can kind of like it's sort of an easy sport to like talk shit.
yeah.
Like say Lando who drives for McLaren and his teammate is Danny Ricciardo.
Mhm.
You know, hey,
Yeah, it's
I'm the
kind of
faster driver this
interesting.
year. That's just the way it is, and you
And
can
I
kind of
mean,
talk your shit without kind of getting any blowback because you
yeah,
know
like speaking of it, I mean, like you could be like a veteran driver who's been winning for like centuries, and then next, like some young buck can just come up here and just steal your whole damn
happens all
job.
the time. That's the whole
And then,
dynamic.
yeah, like next thing your contract's up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, bye. I'll
It
see
happens
you."
fast. I mean,
It
Ricardo.
happens, yeah.
Look at Danny Ricardo. He's likely going to be out of F1. 4 years ago,
Yeah.
he was.
Actually, no. Actually, he's gonna be in Red Bull as a
Yeah, but
part.
he's gonna be reserve.
Yeah, reserve. But I mean, hey,
I think he's probably gonna go to IndyCar.
IndyCar. Yeah, who knows? The crooks of the. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't know. IndyCar. Yeah, IndyCar. That was the one with the CEO. He went to jail. Isn't he going to jail? IndyCar. Oh no, we're talking about the
Ah,
sport IndyCar. I'm
yeah.
talking. I thought you're talking about the
Oh, you're
Indian,
thinking about
yeah,
Indian,
Indian
the
sport.
Force India guy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy's in jail.
yeah. I know. He's
That guy's a
crazy.
criminal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I
That was
love
like who other one Nico no, I'm
Hulkenberg.
sorry. The one the great son, that one that just got he's not on Haas no more.
Oh, Schumacher. Yeah, so Michael
Schumacher's.
Schumacher's son Mick. Yeah, he's out at Has. So
And
Michael
is
Schumacher's yeah.
reportedly saying that he may go to Mercedes as a reserve.
Yeah. Is that the
Toto. Listen, don't sleep on Toto Wolf.
don't sleep
That's
on
my
Total
dude.
Wolf.
That's my dude.
Total
That's
Wolf
my dude. I
is
love him.
Total Wolf is the man she told you not to worry about.
Yeah.
That
He's
guy's a
the man.
boss.
He's the man that like really will you have to worry about because he's
Yeah.
just that good.
He's
Like he'll just sneak up on you.
so rich, so hot,
So elegant.
so talented, so nice, so
Very. He's a
elegant.
very nice guy. He looks like a very nice guy. Like
I want
just
to be friends with him.
I know. It's like my name
Guys
is
want to be
Toto.
friends with him. Women want to be with him.
Yeah,
Toto.
like what other guy name is Toto and his last name is Wolf?
Oh,
That's just it's
ow.
crazy. Oh,
I don't think
howling
we
at the
said who
moon.
Toto Wolff is. Toto Wolff is the team
Yeah,
principal of. He's the team
he's the
principal.
principal of Mercedes though, but still
Yeah,
he's the
he's
GOAT.
like imagine if
He
Cliff Kingsbury was actually like good at his job and also a billionaire. Like,
Yeah, you could
remember when
say
they
that.
hired Cliff Kingsbury?
He's
And
kind
they're like, look at this hot young coach.
yeah. I mean, you could say the same about like Sean McVay. Like that guy's
Yeah, he's got ugly voice though.
yeah, he has an ugly voice, but still like
He's a dork though.
he's a
But
dork, but
Toto
he's
is Mr.
smart as hell. He knows what he's doing. Like,
So
he's
Toto is the team principal of Mercedes. He's German,
he's good, man.
and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I should say that. I mean, I
He's like
would.
Phil Jackson. Mm,
Mm,
better than Phil Jackson.
I don't think he's done as many drugs.
Well, he's definitely not doing no drugs. Toto does not look like he's not even on an ounce of drugs.
I don't think he's done a drug in his life.
But Toto could look like the type of dude that like would like sit down at a bar, probably like have like two big like like two big handles, and
Yeah,
then like three shots and like chill the shots, and
yeah,
then just kill the handle, and then just be like, all right, I'm done.
and then
That's
he
it.
leaves into the night.
Yeah, and he
Oh
danced his night, then danced the nights away. He's
yeah,
like, I have all the money I need. Why not? I got Lewis, I got George. Why not? I'm good.
yeah. So I should say I'm a Mercedes supporter. I should have
Oh,
worn that.
we're big some Mercedes supporters out
Yeah,
here,
this is a
man.
Mercedes pod.
It has to be. I think this is about to be a Mercedes pod because
Yeah,
it
it's a
just,
Mercedes pod. Sorry. I mean,
it's
it's like a
just,
Lewis Hamilton pod, I feel like.
yeah, like I got to see Lewis at least get number 8, and then he can just retire and he can sail off and do whatever. Then I'm good with George Russell.
George is fast, dude.
George is really
That
good, and
little nerd is
I can't
quick.
listen. Like I'm kind of like excited for the future. I feel like it's just like
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, like even though like I just started watching this, and like even though all like the greats are kind of leaving, like Alonso and like Saab and
Seb is
all like
leaving.
the
So
the
Seb is
big,
leaving. Seb Vettel's leaving. Very sad. Seb Vettel,
yes,
four-time champ.
yeah, he's
One with Red
leaving.
Bull, one with Ferrari.
Mm,
Really cool racer, cool guy.
right.
He's leaving. Alonso's not leaving. Alonso's leaving Alpine, the French team, and
Mm-hmm.
moving to Aston Martin, who's owned by a Canadian
Lawrence
Lawrence
Stroll.
Stroll, Larry Stroll.
Yeah,
So he's moving there. He's going to probably race with his son,
Lance Stroll,
Lawrence's son, Lance.
the horrible one. I don't know. That guy
You don't
is.
like Lance. You're out on Lance.
No, I'm not out on Lance. I mean, like I can give him a shot, but it's just like your daddy's. Only reason why
He's
you're
the
there is
daddy's
your
money.
daddy. Your daddy's money.
He's the
It's
sign.
like because it's kind of like like I forgot his name. I already forgot his name. Schumacher, like
Mick,
Mick, like
Lil Mick.
I mean, instead of that, like his dad was, but I mean, Mick is good. He just doesn't have, you got to start off. You start off like, you start off rough. I think he just has a couple, I mean, like it was like what you call it? Like before what's his name? The Russian kid, the kid that his dad was a billionaire who was in Haas like last year, but they're not on Haas no more.
The kid with the
The
humongous.
one that was always blaming the car. He's like, "Oh, it's the car. It's the car. It's not me. It's the car." And the guy, my man, was like, "It's not the fucking car. It's you." Like
No, what was his name? Either?
I forgot his name, but Miko is something like that. His dad's a billionaire. I know that for a fact. And his dad was like, "Oh, we're pulling out. We're pulling out." It's
Mazepin.
funny. Yeah, Mazaman. Like, yo, that was so funny. Like, some people are just like, "It's the car. It's the car." It's like, no, it's not. It's you. Like, you just suck. Like, you just suck. It's okay.
He was famously kicked off. His contract was terminated by F1 by Haas because his dad is a Russian war criminal and was supporting the war in Ukraine.
God damn it! God damn it!
Yeah, it's definitely a hilarious, like dark underbelly.
There's always something dark. Something goes on in this sport. It's always something dirty is going on. It is something else.
Dirty underbelly for sure.
It literally is. So then, so Abu Dhabi is the final race. It's this weekend, and then you have a little break, and then it starts back up March.
This will be Lewis's like first season in a long time where he hasn't won a race.
Yeah, like I think this is like his only streak, like where he has to, if he needs to like win a race, at least one.
Mm-hmm.
All he needs to do is win this one, and then he's fine. Like the streak will go on, but
yeah.
Who knows? It's just one of those years.
I'm hoping he can win. If he doesn't, I actually don't think it's like the worst thing in the world. I definitely think that I just don't want him to retire.
It's a rebuild year. I think he's not retiring yet.
Yeah.
He has more years left. I think him and Toto staying, I don't know, maybe 3 years left. Who knows? 3.
Yeah, I think 3's
5 year. They might make like a 5-year plan, but then he's like, fuck it. Like I got number 8. I'm out.
Lewis doesn't seem like he's getting any older. Like I don't know what kind of like baby blood he's drinking, but he looks younger
he's
now.
37 and he looks like he's like 30.
I know. It's crazy.
It's kind of crazy. Like what's he doing out there? But I mean, I don't know. I don't see. I don't see him. I don't see him leaving anytime soon. I think he's gonna.
Especially if he doesn't win. I mean, I think he's gonna have a lot of unfinished business. I think
he wants Max, and I think he wants revenge. He wants to take down Max.
I think he wants.
I mean, of course, who doesn't want to take down Max and all the other Red Bull people, because they kind of put it in your face.
His teammate George Russell is also going to beat him this year, most likely too. So he'll want to come back and even beat George next year. So he'll be motivated, and I'm excited to see it.
And good. I'm kind of glad that it's George too, because I think George will kind of give him the motivation, be like, hey, you know what? Listen, I'm this young guy now. It's not what's his name for his other partner, Vatas, who wasn't bad either. I mean, I was
second fiddle,
I was actually still kind of surprised. I kind of thought that they were gonna. I thought Toto was gonna keep him like during that whole episode when they had it between him and Russell, and like, and the funny thing, like, it's like weird, like how that whole thing transpired, and then like they both got into a car accident, like they both did, and then
What
Russell,
happened?
yeah,
What?
Russell like shoved it during that season, yeah, like Russell got pissed off at him.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? What? That was from last year. That literally because like once I think, and what happened was Russell blamed Bort you know the name.
Bottas?
Yeah,
Valtteri?
Bottas.
Are
He
you talking about?
blamed him.
Are you talking about them wrecking at Imola?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that race. This was like
I
right
didn't
around
watch the
Christmas
race,
time.
but I just saw it. I saw it on Netflix. That's how I kind
Oh
of
yeah,
got. And then that was when like Toto was like, all right, who you gonna choose? Who you gonna choose? And he was like, I don't know yet. I don't know. And then that's when he finally made that decision. Was like Russell. He was like, all right, let's have a drink, Russell. Let's go. That's it. I was like, oh shit. Okay.
it was a
He
bad
chose
race.
Russell. And I mean, it wasn't
Or,
like a bad choice.
it was
I
a bad
just
crash. I forgot how bad this crash was.
I know because I like the crash. If he like, I thought like in my opinion, I thought when Russell did that crash, I thought it was over. I thought it was like, oh, like I thought his Mercedes offer was done. Like I thought he was like, oh, well, we have what we have. We'll just keep who we're gonna keep, you know. But no, like they kind of went with Russell. Hey, why not go with the youngin? Try it. But yeah, I mean, it'd be pretty interesting to see Lewis if he does win. If he does, I think he does. I think he might win tonight. I think he might win on Sunday. Why not? Might
Yeah, me
surprise
too.
some people and just be like, I'm gonna just win. I still got it. Like,
Anything could
don't
happen.
don't sleep on me next year. Like, things
Yeah.
about to happen crazy. Like, I feel like the car Mercedes is about to come up with some crazy car. They're gonna come up with some unstoppable car, and then of course the press are gonna complain and say, "Oh, well, Lewis Hamilton won another world championship because of the car that he has." That's another thing that I think also, I mean, as a Formula One fan, is that I hear a lot too, is that a lot of people criticize Lewis Hamilton, and they say that the reason why he only wins is because of the cars that he has. Because they said he won in McLaren that one time, but then after that, like he left, and then ever since he's been with Mercedes, he's won. So they always, criticize him, saying like, oh, he just won because of the cars. It's like, come on, it can't be
Yeah.
just the car. Like, you're crazy. I mean, you got to be talented. Like you really have to be physically gifted to like drive a car like that at that type of speed and to control it. I don't think they're just gonna have you like just sit there like, oh, well, you're gonna turn left, turn right, turn left. Yeah, the car is great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it takes you the place, but also the driver's the one that has to steer the navigation and get there. He's the one
I've
that's
never really quite
training.
understood like that reasoning from people who are sort of Lewis detractors. I don't know. I've yet for anybody yet to have anybody really convince me that that's like a salient sort of argument.
Nah, I mean, I haven't. I just see it on social media because, like, when you like, I started liking Formula One on my Instagram account.
Yeah,
So
you
then,
see
like,
it a lot on message
you get
boards
a
and
lot
stuff.
of
You see
feeds
people
and
talking
news,
about
like
like
opinions,
you
about
see
stuff.
you see it a lot in the comment sections and in replies. A lot of anti-Lewis fans will definitely always say it was just the car. It was just the car, and I don't know. I mean, I sort of just feel like that's an excuse you could use for any world champion.
Yeah, because I
You
mean, I could
know?
use that for Max. I mean, I'd be like, hey,
Yeah,
like Perez helped him. Like,
yeah. You could say he got helped
your
by Perez
teammate. I
and it
mean,
was the car. I
Perez
mean,
should be the one hoisting that trophy up, not you. But
the Red Bull this year was leagues faster than 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 the Mercedes, but the Ferrari car was pretty fast. But I don't take that away from it doesn't take away from Max or Checo for me.
yeah, actually, that's another question. I was gonna ask you. Speaking of Ferrari, they're I heard that Ferrari's like they might get rid of my man, the team principal.
They fucking better, dude. He's garbage.
I think they're trying to get rid of him.
He sucks. Get him
I
out.
heard that I heard they're gonna try to replace him with Alfa
Send,
Romeo's guy.
send that nerd back into the friggin' technical room. Guy can't make a decision to make his life.
Yeah, because I
Seriously.
heard that what you call it, yeah, Alfa Romeo's coach, not coach, but team principal might be the new Ferrari coach.
Ferrari needs to make some sort of change in terms of Whoever's
Well,
the
they
strategy
do
decision
because
maker.
something needs to change. Something does
Oh
need to
yeah.
change for them. I mean, because they're a very high popular, you know,
Well, they're fast
they're
too. The
very
car is
fast.
good. Their engineers are good.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
they
just
could
that
have
they
won.
just
They easily could have won this year, no doubt. It's just it was all decision.
But
Sorry, I tried
like
to
my question to you,
drink
for
before that
actually,
too.
like for that, I mean, like for next season, I mean, can you see like a Carlos? You know, do you see Carlos or Charlie like taking that lead step next year
Yeah.
and just being like, oh, you know what? One of them at least. Well, one of them has to, and who's that person though?
Oh, Charles. I think Charles is a more talented driver, but I
Yeah,
mean, there's
but
Ferrari.
Carlos is don't sleep on Carlos either. Carlos is very
No,
good too.
I love Carlos. I think he's really
Yeah,
great.
he's
But
very passionate.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Spanish
mean, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see like what's gonna happen, what transpires
should
about
be a great season next year. Should be a great three team battle for the championship. Really, I mean,
championship. Can like Ferrari actually do it? And I mean, like also like I was gonna say, I mean, like it's kind of sucks. I mean, it kind of sucks for McLaren because I mean they did so well, and then now like you
oh,
know
they're
how
trash.
they yeah, it's like now they're going back. I mean, who they're gonna pick up after Ricardo leaves because they're gonna need somebody. Lando, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I love Lando Norris. That's my
Yeah,
dude. I don't know,
he's
like I
great.
he's 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 kind of like my one of my favorite kind of like young star drivers.
Yeah,
Him and Charles. I had to say I like my two favorite, out of the young boys. But I mean we'll see. We will
yeah. I'm
we will
a
really
Charles
see.
guy. Charles for sure is
Yeah,
great.
Charles, yeah. Yeah.
Lando's so likable.
I know he
They're both
is.
really
He has
likable.
a
Both
nice
very
accent
fast.
too. Charles has a really nice accent. Like I really like
He
his
does. He's
accent. Yeah.
very that accent is very like soft and nice.
Soft and just very petite,
He's
just
a,
really
he's
nice.
he's a sweetie.
Yeah, he definitely is. Now, but I mean, like, yeah, it's I'm like really excited for next season.
Me too,
I'm
man.
definitely gonna get more into it,
Should be
and like
sick.
talk
Should be an
more.
awesome season next season.
It
I'm
should,
excited for the off season. I'm excited to see when testing starts. Great thing about F1 is it's a very short off season.
very. It is.
Um,
It's nothing kind of crazy. I mean, it's
it,
kind of really short.
it's like
Then you
4 months,
just
three and a
go
half months.
back.
Kinda.
Then go back to what you got to do,
Yeah,
which
it's great. I
is
mean, we got it's a nice thing too because it's you know football. There's football and there's NBA, and then in March it's March before you know it. And F1,
March Madness, and then it's like,
yeah,
oh look, we're
F1,
here.
yeah,
F1
it's
is
great.
here. That's what it is. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up. But I mean, yeah. I mean, like I mean, it is gonna be. I'm really excited. I'm really sad
Yeah,
that
welcome to the F1 family, dude. We're
Yeah.
excited to
And
have you.
yes. Thank you guys for
It's
inviting
an
me.
addiction. It's a strange
It is.
addiction.
It is a really bad addiction because I'm like watching everything. Tomorrow. I'm gonna be probably up in like 7 o'clock in the morning watching, qualifying and all that
Yeah.
type of stuff. Like
What time's
it's a
qualies tomorrow? It's probably some crazy messed up time, right?
no, I think it's 8.
That's not
If
too
I'm
bad.
It's not too bad on Abu Dhabi. Let me just double check. I mean, I don't. I think it might be. I'm looking
Yeah,
right
8,
now. 8. Yes, it's not bad. So like,
7, 8, something like that.
well, oh,
That'll be
actually,
it.
wait. Free practice is at
FP3.
6.
Okay.
Qualifying's at 9.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Yeah, see, it's not bad. See, for you new, all new, all the new F1 fans, listen, you got to get up early sometimes.
Sometimes.
You're gonna
Sometimes it's
have
in the
to.
middle of the day.
I
Sometimes.
know, which is nice. I mean, the which one? I mean, I got to see the Brazil one because it was at like 1 o'clock, so I got to watch it, as it unfolded, and plus I was watching it with my daughter, which was actually pretty cool.
That's nice.
She kind of she was kind of into it. She was like, "Oh, like wow, what's all
Welcome to
these
the F1
people?"
family, Harley.
Yeah, like it's kind of interesting. But yeah, so Dev, thank you so much for everything. Thank you
Of
for
course.
coming on and like just giving us your knowledge of F1.
Of course.
And
My pleasure.
everybody, he is a F1 analyst. Just
I am an
don't mind.
official
You
F1
are.
analyst.
You're official one F1 analyst, and
I'm on F1 payroll.
we'll definitely be using you around the episode once it gets closer and closer to the end, and stuff like that. But Dev, once again, thank you so much. Appreciate it, my brother.
What an honor and a privilege.
And to all my Eli Corner fans out here, just tune in. I don't know when I'm gonna keep doing this. Just it just comes and goes. But just bear with me. Just bear with
What?
me, okay?
Why aren't you? You don't want to talk about the Colts on like a daily basis? Is
Oh
that?
no, we can. I mean, I just
I
haven't
don't want
really
to talk
talked
about
about
the
them.
Colts. The
We
Colts.
don't. I mean, yeah, we don't have to talk about them.
I
But I mean, like
actually,
Jeff Saturday is doing his job. That's all that matters. But this episode was more about F1,
this is an
F1
F1.
Formula One. I just wanted to kind of break it down.
Yeah,
Just
we'll stay on subject.
we'll stay on a little subject today. But yeah, because I didn't want to bring up the Panthers, but I didn't want to put your team out on blast. But
Oh,
it's all good.
take him out back and shoot him. I just want a good draft pick. I want one of these. I want Stroud or Young.
Ooh, yeah,
I want a
who
quarterback.
knows?
Give me a
Who
good quarterback
knows,
for the
man?
Panthers.
I don't know. I'm just literally, I literally every Sunday, I literally just put my have a bar of soap, put it in my mouth, and just like get ready to watch something. I'm just like, all right, let's go today. Like, what's gonna happen today? I
And then
guess someone else is gonna get
I'm
fired.
gnawing on the other end of the soap.
Like just saw Matt Ryan throwing for like ran for like 39 yards. I'm like, oh, here we go. He's gonna tore his ACL again. Here we go. And it's gonna be Sam Ellinger again. Here we go. Just come on, Sam. Just come on in.
What
Yeah.
a weird Colts season.
Oh
dude.
my gosh.
Weird
Again,
Panther season. Both of our teams are hot dumpster fires.
I mean,
it's
there's
fun.
still a chance that we can make the playoffs, which is
Both
kind
of
of
our
funny.
teams could
It's
really
still
win.
kind of funny. You got to give it up. Yeah, but all right, yo, Dev, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to your lovely wife. Tell Babs I said what's up, and
Cool.
good luck. And I'll keep you guys
Thanks,
posted
buddy.
about the Formula One. Hopefully, Louis wins.
Yes, I'm
Good luck to
excited.
Louis.
I'll send you. I mean, we watch Formula One for the memes at the end of the day. So
Yeah, no,
start
me
sending some
too.
memes
It's kind of funny as hell though. The memes are
funny
kind of
sport.
funny. Got to do it.
The
All
memes
right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Dev, it's a pleasure. Thank
See
you
you
guys
later.
again. And also tune in on Eli's Corner. All right. Bye-bye.